Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press Podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to another Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show brought to you and powered by the Full Court Network. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review where you can. If you follow us on YouTube or you're watching right now, press subscribe button and subscribe to the Full Court Network. So I'm alone yet again. Sam is on the bench, as I like to say it. We are going one-on-one with a fellow Canadian. This is the first time I've been alone with another Canadian talking basketball. We got legendary Canadian basketball head coach Dave Smart of the Pacific Tigers. Welcome to the Full Court Press, Coach.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you taking the time to have me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to speak a little French with me or no?
No, I'll pass. I mean, I'm an Ottawa guy, so I have to understand it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be lost. But I don't speak it very well.
Yeah, me neither. I'm from Toronto, so yeah. But really having a pretty good season, 15-9. Unfortunately, just lost to Coach Gerlifson, a former guest of ours of the Full Court Network, by 5. Obviously, the Dons are a good team. You're 6-5 in conference. You know, year one, you really turn around. What's kind of been the recipe? You know, if I look at your year one at Carleton, you're 13-14, went 31-5. What's kind of the recipe you're taking from previous, your previous stop at Carleton?
Yeah, I mean, it's different now with the portal and with NIL or rev share, whatever you want to call it. I mean, depending on your school, but I came here with the understanding from the president and our athletic director that they understood it was a process and that we needed to build a culture. And you know, we're a small private school in Northern California, so you know, doing it the right way and not trying to do it the quick fix was very important to them, and that meant a lot to me. And you know, we've been pretty fortunate. I mean, we took a team that was 358, I think, on Ken Pong when we took over, and last week we got to 108. You know, so in a little less than 2 years, we improved 250 spots. I mean, from basically a year ago, we've improved from 304 to well, we're 111 now, but we got it to 108. So almost 200 spots, probably, I think, more spots than anybody in the country in terms from a Ken Pong perspective in terms of 1 year. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, there's factors that go into it. But I mean, Ken Pong's a pretty good indicator because it's not necessarily wins or losses. It's who you play and how well you do in those games, good or bad, like how much you lose by, how much, whether it's on the road, whether it's home. Yep. I mean, it's a pretty good factor. We've got a really tough end of season schedule, so you know the wins are hard to come by in the WCC, and we're super proud that we've improved almost 200 spots in less than a year and 250 spots in less than 2 years, but we're still not close to where we need to be. I mean, you talk about how good San Francisco is. I mean, we went in there and lost by 5. I mean, they're a really, really good basketball team, and we're not there yet. And we've got Santa Clara coming in Wednesday. I'm not saying we're not walking onto the floor trying to win every game, but we're not there, and that's where we want to get to. We want we want to be able to be considered a pick'em playing St. Mary's, Santa Clara, San Francisco. We're not even close to that yet. I mean, we've had a lot of people talk about our improvement, and in this day and age, improvement comes from a lot of places. I mean, people talk to me, but it has a lot. Obviously, it has a lot to do with how hard my staff works, but it has a ton to do with the president's support and our athletics director's support. Without that, in this day and age, you in our boosters, you don't have a chance to improve. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. But we want to get farther along. I mean, and we're happy, we're proud. We've done some really good things. We got a really, really hard stretch, but it's still about culture, and that's what it was at Carleton. And my first year when we were less than 500, probably debatably could have been our best culture year. I mean, we had a lot of good culture years after that, but it could have been our best culture year, and that set up the years to come. And that's what we're trying to build here, even though retaining guys is way harder than it was at Carleton.
Yeah. So I just want to go back to your comment about the improvement. All I heard was pay raise and contract extension. That's all I heard.
I look at it and I go, these last 7 games, we could play well and not win any of them. Our league's so good. So I don't worry about stuff like that. I appreciate what everybody at the school has done to help us improve at the level. And I think I appreciate the fact that everybody at our school understands what the WCC is now and what we are now, and that we've done some really, I think we've done some really incredible things in terms of our improvement. But we could easily go 1-7. I mean, we've got a really tough stretch ahead, and we might not even drop that much in Kempong, just because if we are fighting in these games, they're games we're probably not expected to win anyway. So the improvement's still the improvement. It's just, I know you're joking, but I think sometimes my feeling is, in this world, there's a lot of people who, you're on my side of the ledger, and you're going, man, people fire people way too fast. You have a bad year and you're fired, and you didn't become a bad coach. Why are people firing people so quick? And a lot of my friends have got fired from NBA jobs, where I'm going, like, these guys are great coaches. You're getting someone better. Whoever you get in place of them is probably gonna do worse, but they're getting fired just because that's the way. And on my side, everybody complains about it. But on the other hand, on my side, a lot of people, as soon as they have a 200 notch improvement in terms of where they're ranked in the country, are doing, as you were joking, where's my raise? Where's my extension? And I'm like, I don't want a raise. I don't want an extension until there's continued success. But I also don't want to get fired if I try to do it the right way and build the culture. Like, you can't want patience on one side and then not be patient on the other side. And I mean, maybe if I was 40 and instead of old as dirt, I'd look at it differently. But in my mind, like, I would be really upset if the people here weren't patient, and they've been patient. And you got to give us a chance to do it the right way. But if I have expectation of them being patient, then on my side, I need to be patient too.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's the problem with today's day and age, with the NIL, the transfer portal, and players getting paid, is there's less patience. And if you want to see less patience, just go on social media, go on Twitter, especially. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, a big word that I always hear and I love is culture. Okay. How difficult is it to build culture in this day and age of the college basketball landscape?
It's very difficult. I mean, there's so many factors that come into it. You don't have guys for a long time. You're trying to retain. If you can retain 3 or 4 guys in our league, that's like 3 or 4 guys who can play. That's you're being successful, and that helps in the culture. But it used to be you're retaining 9 or 10 guys. Now if you retain 3 or 4 at our level, at any level, I mean the lower levels probably retain some more, but they're not the guys they're retaining they don't really have options to go other places. The higher levels, like the Power 4 teams, they're losing to graduation. They're losing to the NBA. They're losing to guys who didn't play a lot to other. If they retain 3 or 4 who can play back to their roster, that's a positive. And so that makes it difficult. And so the whole landscape in terms of new guys makes it hard. But then the other factor is, like, if they're not seniors, a lot of the guys who aren't seniors, their motivation isn't just winning and playing and getting on the floor any way possible. It's getting numbers so they can get paid the next year if they've got more eligibility left. So now all of a sudden you see a guy who played 30 minutes but only got 4 shots, and you see him and you won, and you see the look on his face, and it's, every once in a while you're going, what's going on? Like, he played 30 minutes. So obviously he impacted winning, but he got 3 shots. So now, that leads to how much are you going to get paid the next year? So, so you're fighting that, and it's hard to not fight that. I mean, it's my Carleton guys used to all say, because most of them went pro, they used to say, like, it's not the same because I'm on the floor. I'm in practice and on the floor with guys who resent any shot I take, and guys who just want shots and just want numbers. They want shots, rebounds, or assists. No one's trying to get a hockey assist. No one's trying to make the next play to get a great shot. Everybody wants their points, and they want their assists. I mean, the only real winnable offensive stat that people are working at is offensive rebounding.
Yeah. I was at a game recently, and it's funny, this team had a big payroll, and it just seemed like the kids quit. They just they're getting their 2-3 million or 1.5 million, and whatever, I'm still going to get it. And once I get it, I'm going to go somewhere else next year. I mean, it's totally different than what you and I know and have appreciated through college basketball. But what was the biggest hurdle for you going from Canada to the United States coaching wise?
I mean, I'd coached the senior national team for so many years as an assistant. I mean, so, I've coached almost all Power 4 guys, and then NBA guys. So I had and then I also had, in that setting, I mean, it's similar to the portal world in that they played together before, but we only had them for 2 weeks before we actually played meaningful games. So it was quick turnaround. You had to put in things quickly. Now you have NBA guys, so they pick it up pretty quickly. But there were a lot of similarities to that and going to the new world college basketball. And then, I went to Texas Tech, and it was I really liked it. I mean, it took 2 or 3 months for Grant and I to totally feel comfortable with each other. But my last 5 months there were an incredible experience. And the first 3 months were an incredible experience because it was a learning experience, and it was just trying to find our way. But the last 5 months was unbelievable. I mean, I enjoyed our staff. I enjoyed coaching with him. I enjoyed like the atmosphere there, and being an assistant coach. There's so much work that I love. Like I love the grind of it. I love being in the gym with the players. I love watching film. And as the assistant, you feel pressure, but you don't feel, especially if you're old like me, you feel pressure, but you don't feel the same pressure. You don't wake up every day and you're not worried, like you're worried about your guys, like the guys that you're responsible for, but you're not worried about every little thing that could be going on within the program. And you're not worried about, whereas as a head coach, I mean, there's not during the season, especially, but even in the off season, there's just the worrying that goes on. If you're like me, it wears on you. Whereas being the assistant, everything that you need to be as an assistant, I really like the relationships and the grind and I mean, I don't like the word, but the work. I love being at the gym. I love being at the office. I love being in the gym. I love the relationships with the guys. And, even when you're the bad guy, you're not really the bad guy. Like you're kind of the bad guy, but it's like, let's just be logical about this. You don't have to really, keep anybody off balance at all. You can really talk to them. It's I mean, it's kind of like the relationships are closer to what they are with my 2 boys, like you can be hard on them, but like you can always, you don't need to keep them off balance at all because it's not control. You ultimately doing the minutes. Like it's
Right.
like, do you want me to go into the next meeting and fight for you to get more minutes? Well, if you do want me to do that, then you got to do this. If you don't do this, I'm not going to go in and throw you under the bus because I love you, but I'm not going to fight for you because you're not doing the things that need to be done. And, you know, that relationship's so much easier than, you know, as a head coach, you say that to 10 guys and then they all do it, and someone's still not playing. And
do you think you've become a better head coach for being an assistant for a year in between kind of a successful 10 years as a head coach previously to that?
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot that year, but I learned a lot from Jay Triano with the national team, because he was the head coach of the national team for those 9 years, but he'd been a lifetime assistant in the NBA. So, you know, and then I mean, Brian Gates, who's with the Sixers, has been a lifetime assistant in the NBA. He became a really close friend of mine, and he helped me a ton in terms of that. And then you get an appreciation. Then Calvin Sampson was there. You know, I spent time with Calvin as our assistant, and I mean, and Calvin at the time was the assistant with the Rockets.
Yeah,
how he approached it was so impressive to me, and so like you're around these people, and you live in your own little bubble at Carleton, and then you get around these people, and you go, okay, like you got to view it a little differently, and it was easy with those guys. I mean, I don't know if you know Jay or Brian or Calvin that well, but
we've had Calvin on the show, and it was supposed to be a 20-minute interview that turned almost an hour. And I mean, I was at the Final Four last year, and unfortunately they lost, but just how he goes about his practices, his time, it's the play. I mean, the intensity of practices and how they perfect defense. And then we've had Ross Hodge on the show multiple times. I actually just saw him last week in West Virginia. He's a Grant McCausland, kind of disciple, you know, and how much structure he puts on defense and what have you. And, you know, just watching both those coaches firsthand, I mean, it's just, they're tacticians. And
Calvin he's just a good person. I mean, he's a family person. I mean, last year I took my two boys to the Final Four, and on Friday night, when they were done their stuff, I also coached with Casey Beard, who's their assistant, who was our video guy for the 9 years. So we became close, but they brought myself and the boys up to their meeting room, and my guys were playing video games with those guys the night before their Final Four win.
Jeez.
On the Friday night. And it was just like, it was special for my kids, and it was just relaxing. Like it was just, it's just the approach to it. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, so he understands the importance of family. But, you know, Jay and Brian are like, they're just really good guys, and they're really, really good people in this sport, and they taught me a ton, and they still do. I mean, we talk all the time.
Do you want to hear a funny story about Jay Triano? So I used to go up to in the summers to, was it Olympic basketball camp? Olympia? Was it Olympia or Olympic?
Olympia.
Okay, Olympia. So Jay Triano was one of the speakers the 1 year. Okay, so I think he just had his knee. He had surgery on his knee or something. This would have been like late night, like 1988, 89, 90. I don't know if he was still in the NBA or not playing. No, not Jay Triano. I'm thinking of Leo Routens. Forget it. That's a terrible story. Leo Routens. Forget it. I don't want to talk about Jay Triano. I've never met Jay Triano. I met Leo Routens, though. I met his son, who kept throwing rocks against the wall outside. He started yelling at him during the speak. So forget that. Terrible story. Talk about your team. You know, obviously you had an off season, 2 off seasons now, obviously an off season between first and second year. What was the kind of roster composition, this kind of what you tried to do this summer?
Well, I mean, we really wanted to improve. We wanted to improve our ability to defend. We wanted to improve our ability to shoot it. And we wanted to improve our ability to rebound the ball and take care of the ball. I mean, those were our facets. I mean, we shoot the ball much better. We rebound the ball way better. We just consistently a group of guys who try on the boards, which is important when you're playing against St. Mary's. I mean, if you don't, you're dead. You're dead. So, I mean, I watched enough of Randy's team play last year, and I mean, my Carleton teams were like that too. But like, you watch enough of Randy's team play and go, man, they struggled today, and they won by 10 because they got 10 more possessions again and again and again. So
they suck the life out of their opponents. Literally, I've seen it firsthand last year in the NCAA tournament. I mean, they literally just suck the life out of their opponents.
And I mean, and that, so we haven't improved our turnover rate at the level we'd like to. But I mean, our shooting, our willingness to play team defense, our willingness to rebound. I mean, that's what we talked about in the recruiting, and we want to play faster, and we will play faster as the years go on, a lot faster. I mean, my Carleton teams average 92 points a game, so we want it. I mean, it's hard when you're trying to build a culture of rebounding defense to get your guards to really just go, because it's like, oh, they get a breath, and you're going. I mean, I was just meeting with our point guards this morning, and I said, like, we get the ball, let's get 3 and 3, just get it there, just get it to the 3-point line in 3 seconds, and then figure it out from there. And it's like, yeah, coach. And I go, like, most teams, if their coach was telling them to do that, they'd be getting it there in 2, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's sort of why I love my group, is that, you know, our kryptonite is we care too much, you know, like, and it is a kryptonite. We get out and we overthink it, and we worry too much about mistakes. The guys just care so much, and it hurts us, but it helps us. Overall, it helps us more than it hurts us. But, you know, it's frustrating at times during games, because you're just going, like, how many, if you get into our huddles, half the time I'm going, guys, just believe in yourself, believe that you can make that play. Like, just and again, I haven't really been upset about many losses like this year, because they care so much, and most of our mistakes. I mean, like I talked about at San Francisco, I go, like, you know, our issue is, ironically, it's not thinking about the team enough. And the guys are looking at me like, what are you talking about? And I go, that's the whole thing. You're thinking about how you can play to not let the team down. So you're thinking about you. I never want to call it selfish, because you're not selfish. You're too, but you think too much about yourself, meaning you don't want to let anyone down. Just think about what you can do to help the team win, as opposed to worrying about how you can let someone down and be the GOAT. Don't worry about that. But like, it's a level of it's a weird level of selfishness. And I go, that's what we're fighting. It's not at it, because it's not like they're out there trying to get points. They're not out there thinking that's the last thing on their mind. They're going, I don't want to make this pass, because if I turn it over, it could hurt our chances of winning. It's like, well, we got to make that pass.
Yeah.
We if we don't make that pass, we're not going to get anything good, and it's just going to be a slow death. Like, so, you know, like, that's why I love this group, is because they care too much, and trying to get them to be a little freer and like enjoy the moment a little bit more. And that's why we're hard to play against, because they care too much. So, you know, you don't get a whole lot easy against us, and we don't just give the ball away with bad shots. But, you know, we need to find that happy medium if we want to beat the real teams.
Yeah. Let me give you some advice. Wayne Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, but if you suck, you miss 100% of the shots you take because you suck. I mean, it's awesome when Wayne Gretzky, who's the best player in the world ever play hockey, maybe the best team individual athlete who to ever play any team sport.
Yeah.
Says, well, you miss it because Because if you had the choice between him or Marty McSorley shooting, you probably would pick him.
Yeah, but I take Marty McSorley in a fight any day to get my back.
Exactly, but that's not who you want shooting
Right.
100% of the shots that you.
Oh,
So I mean, I love the quote, but it's always, I always say to my kids' buddies when they come up with quotes like that, I go, yeah, Jimmy, you're not that guy. That's not who the coach is talking to. I'm not going to tell you who the coach is talking to, but he's not talking to you. You should probably not shoot if you want to play.
All right, Coach. Oh, it's too funny. So we do the shot clock. It's never really takes. It's actually quick and painless. So just one word answers. If you have a story, obviously, you can use more than one word. Just a handful of questions. All right. First question I got for you is biggest misconception of Canadian university basketball.
That the talent level is not as high as it is. I mean,
yeah.
Look at Shea.
Yeah. One of my teammates, you probably know this name, Rodney Baptiste.
Coach Rodney with the provincial team. Rodney is the best. And Rodney, I've said this a million times. He never had a position. He was just really, really good.
Yeah. He was phenomenal on defense. He was better than his brother Andre. Don't tell Andre that, but he's a friggin' dentist. He went to McMaster. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, best.
Yeah. One word to describe WCC hoops.
Coaching. Scary how good it is.
Yeah.
It's and old. Not the coaching, but the coaching too. I'm old. A lot of us are old, but the players are old.
Yeah. I can't believe you called Herb Sendick old.
No, I was calling the players old. And then
okay, there you go.
I looked at the video and I can see myself and I go, man, you're old.
Yeah.
And there's guys older than you. So yeah, we're old. The coaches are old too.
Yeah. That's true. What I love about the WCC is coaches stick around too. Like it's not a thing where they just kind of hop to, place to place. I mean, you look at Randy Bennett. I think he was there when St. Mary's founded the university, and Mark Few why would he ever leave Gonzaga? Yeah.
And they do such a great job. And Randy, he's been so good to me, and he's like, he takes the time when we're recruiting, and if I bring my son, he takes the time to talk to him, give him advice, and he doesn't need to do that. I know when I came here, it was like, oh, Randy's this, and like this, he's tough to talk to, and I'm going, I haven't seen it, and the way he treated my kids, I think, and the way his teams play, it's hard not to love as a coach, it's hard not to love the teams play.
Yeah, they do it the right way. Okay, biggest coaching influence in your life, and/or best advice you were ever given.
Really, my dad is the biggest influence, even though he wasn't a coach, but just he was a leader. So a lot of the things I do are based on the things he talked about, whether it was to me or to other people in the house. The best advice when I got the Carleton job, the old Carleton coach who I coached his son in club and high school, took me to lunch, and he sat down and he goes, I don't know if you're going to be any good at this, but I'll tell you, Dave, just make sure when you get fired, and you will get fired, you do it the way you want to do it. Don't do it the way other people tell you to do it.
I don't know if that's good or bad advice.
Yeah, I had the job for 3 days, and he was telling me I was going to get fired, and I'm going, man, I have no other workable skills, so this could be a problem. That was 35, 36 years ago, so it's worked out, but man, I walked away from it going, I wasn't planning on doing it any other way than the way I was going to do it. Now you've put it that I'm going to get fired.
Yeah,
and I got nothing else.
Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. All right, give me your funniest recruiting story. I'm sure you have many.
Yeah, there's many. When in Canada, it's because the rules are different. I walked into a house and one and I ended up getting this kid. He wasn't there when I got there. I don't know where he was, but his mom was there, and his sister and his cousin, I think, were there. He had, it was his cousin. He was there, and his sister, who was an older sister, and his mom, and we were waiting for him, and we were just eating. They left. They had some stuff out, and he came in the house, and he sits down and he goes, "Coach, you didn't eat those, did you?" And I'm going, "Like they're brownies?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, Coach, you're not driving home, Coach." And I got the kid, and I think probably because I ate those brownies, I had like 3 of them. I didn't drive home. I feel like in that home, the more relaxed I was, the better chance I had of getting the kid. And they probably knew that. And I was pretty relaxed after about 45 minutes. But I like when I got up, I was going, I'm not driving home. So
how'd you get home?
I was probably, it was in the neighborhood where I live. So I walked home. I walked back probably 5-6 hours later, got my car. The mom apologized for 15 years. It all worked out, but
my God, what you'll do?
Get stoned going to a recruiting visit. That was true.
Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny.
Now, in fairness, the kid was panicking because he only knew me from what he saw on the floor and in practice. So he probably thought like I had never done anything, and his mom was feeding me these brownies, and it's like I was going to be super, super mad. And I was like, I was relaxed for 5 hours. We didn't have practice.
The fact that you walked home and then you went back and got your car 5-6 hours later is just awesome. Hope it wasn't like a January in in the winter or something like that.
No, it was spring. It was fine. It was okay. And he committed like 3 days later.
Oh, what money. Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right. Who leads the conference in fouls called per team in the WCC? Who's number 1 with most fouls called? Or what I like to say, which officials dislike this coach the most?
We get called for a lot of fouls.
Would you say you're number 1?
No, I mean, no, I don't know who would be number 1.
You want a hint?
Sure.
The referees are not going to like this game Wednesday night.
Santa Clara get called for the most. I mean, they also create the most steals in the conference. Yeah. So I mean,
20.1, and you're second at 18.7.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is they're aggressive and they foul. We just foul. We foul when we shouldn't foul.
Oh, I love it.
I mean,
yeah.
I actually don't want, because we do foul. I mean, I actually have zero problem with the fact that we've been called for that many fouls. And the refs would attest to this. I don't complain about the fouls they call on us. I will say, I do say to the refs a lot, like, we pound it down low. I wish we would get more calls against the other team, because we pound the ball down low and our bigs take a lot of forearms to the back. But we do foul the amount that we get called for fouling.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they're using against you because you're Canadian. I don't know. I get stuff thrown at me all the time being Canadian, so you never know. But
I think generally I get along with our guys. I think my players, once I got a couple guys who I'm not sure all the refs like, but they've gotten way better too. And I mean, generally the refs pay attention to as teams become more and more respectful. And I ref for 5 years, so I have a tough time really getting on guys. Like, I really do, because I think 99.9% of the time they're trying. I mean, I thought there was a tough call in our last game against San Francisco, and there's a TV timeout, and he came back and he said, I don't know if I got that right. And he was so sincere.
That's cool.
Yeah. I go, he goes, it's what I saw at the time, but now after talking to the guys and rehashing it, I'm not sure I got it right. If I got it wrong, we'll know after the game, and I apologize.
Yeah. Well, no, but you say you owe me now.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I just think if you're gonna if that's the reason, then it's gonna even out.
Yep. That's respectful that an official. I mean, I've had officials, and I coach kids basketball, but I've had officials. I don't yell at officials because I mean, the kids are 4th and 6th grade. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I've had officials, like young kids, say, like, I apologize, I got it wrong. I'm like, you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not trying to screw me. Now, I will tell you, the WC officials do like St. Mary's and Pepperdine, 15.9 fouls per game and 14.8 for Pepperdine. So,
yeah, I mean, St. Mary's don't foul a lot.
I know, it's crazy.
They don't foul a lot. It's it's for how well they play defense. It's impressive.
Yep. All right, last question I got for you for the shot clock. If they made a Hollywood movie about your life, who would play you? What would the title be, and what would be the theme song?
Who would play me? Man, there's not a lot of ugly actors out there. So, somebody old, ugly. Whew. Sarcastic. You could help me. What's his name from Landman? If he had less hair, he's old.
Yeah. Okay.
Guy.
What would the song be, or what would the title be? Give me a good title. That'd be a good one.
Oh, to me, in my life, it's like it's pretty easy. Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
There you go. Okay. Can't imagine the theme song.
I'm not. I don't know. I mean, the song part. That's a tough one for me. I don't really pay attention to it as much as I probably should.
Okay, that's all right. So Sam usually ends the episode. You're going to stick with us one more second after this as we upload. But I guess if you were to talk to the Pacific fans, boosters, alumni, how excited should they be for this season? It's coming near an end. You got 7 conference games, obviously the conference tournament, and what have you. How excited should they be for year 2 of the Pacific Tigers men's basketball team?
I just think, I mean, they see it. I think they see what we're trying to do. They see the culture. They see the effort. Last year there was effort. There was definite effort, but we didn't have the depth. We didn't have the talent level, and because we got the job so late. But the guys played hard, and I think they saw that the work ethic culture. And I think this year they've seen that continue, and then the added talent and the added commitment to winning, and and it showed in some of the results. I just think they should be, and I think they are excited about the direction we're going, and we want to become the St. Mary's of or the Gonzaga, although they won't be in our conference. We want to become the St. Mary's, the Santa Clara of the WCEC as soon as possible. If we could do it year 3, that would be great. Year 4 would be, sort of what the plan was. Yeah. But I mean, I think we improved 5 wins last year. We've improved 6 wins again this year. But even more importantly, just where we've improved in terms of Ken Pong, just even the games we've lost, it's been a bigger fight. I think it's hard to ignore how much we've improved, but as we said at the start, there's got to be a level of patience if you're going to do it the right way and sustain it like a St. Mary's. You have to do it the right way, and you can't shortcut it. And I refuse to shortcut it. And if it costs me my job, not shortcutting it because people want 20 wins too fast, then so be it. But I think if you do it, you're in for a world of hurt. And I think the boosters have been awesome. The president's been awesome. The AD's been awesome. They all are smart. They see it. They understand it. And I think that's what they are and should be excited about.
Yep. Well, Coach, you're going to stick with us one more second. I'm excited for Wednesday or tonight's game against the Broncos of Santa Clara. I'm excited just to watch you. Do you want me to tell Coach Few, or do you want to tell him that you're going to replace him next year as the top dog in the WCC when they leave?
I said it would be great in year 3.
Make it happen. I mean, no offense, Coach, you've done it before.
Yeah, this is different. This is a different animal, but yes.
Well, don't give me any more Wayne Gretzky advice, but thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Coach Smart. I'm really excited to watch some more Pacific Tigers men's basketball. Shout out to Michael Olekambi. That's what everybody knows about Pacific back in the day. But and then the one year they played 3 top 15 football teams was the one year I remember. I think it was 1992. They had like Nebraska and all these others. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on the Full Court Network. We'll be back next week on a Full Court Press, College Basketball Coaches Show.